If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
Good evening. 4 people are in custody tonight accused in the shooting death of an 8-year-old last night.
21-year-old Jeremiah Scott, 25-year-old Jeremiah Walter, 21-year-old Everett Chambers are charged with first-degree murder. Investigators believe Scott fired the shots that killed Davian Nicholas. 22-year-old Hunter Callaghan faces principal to first-degree murder charges. News 2's Sarah Graybar spoke to neighbors after the shooting who say they never expected the violence this close to home.
Michael, Sylvia, yesterday, 8-year-old Davian Nicholas died in a shootout when suspects on foot exchanged gunshots with the group in a passing car. Bullets hit Nicholas only yards away from his front door. A neighborhood mom told me the shooting took away her community's innocence. Monday morning, 10-year-old Caden Hodges and his brothers played a round of hoops, much like they played here Sunday afternoon with their neighbor, 8-year-old Davian Nicholas, who lived down the street just hours before his death.
I got a little sad because they just came over here and just shot for no reason.
Caden and his brothers had just gone inside their home to get water and cool off when they heard the gunfire.
I thought it was my brothers kicking the wall or something until I heard it again. So I was like, what's going on?
And I hear like 4 or 5 shots. And then that's when I just came back outside and we seen his mother in the grass. And so we were thinking that his mother had got shot.
The sheriff's office says an argument between 2 groups led to the shooting. 8-year-old Davian, a bystander, caught in the crossfire. Neighbors tell me Davian was just trying to get home. The shooting left Fran Netter, mom of these 3 boys, shaken and scared.
When I received the news that the baby died, it just brought tears to my eyes, and I literally sat there and cried.
Netter fears the impact this kind of violence has on her neighborhood and the children.
But yesterday, I think, was a day that no one expected. They were all out here just innocently having fun and playing basketball.
Despite the arrest today of 4 men, the sheriff's office says the shooting is still under investigation. In the newsroom, Sarah Graybar, WBRZ News 2.
Cold-blooded demonstration. We got a problem. We got a major problem. What is this? The 3rd month of 2026, and according to everything that I've been researching and stuff like that, they are saying that roughly 90 African American children have been killed gun violence. Now, don't get me wrong, I ain't got nothing against, people that have their guns legally and stuff like that. And sometimes accidents does happen, but they ain't talking about that. They talking about kids dying violently. And not by, a kid on kid. I'm talking about anywhere from 5 to 12, right? I'm not talking about a kid on kid shootout. These kids is dying because of grown men are having shootouts in the African American communities. And these kids are getting caught up in the crossfire and losing their lives for nothing that they ain't even got nothing to do with. These are not gang banging kids. These kids right here are kids that go to school. They are kids. You see? They are not in the streets. They are not selling drugs or anything like that. These are children that I'm talking about. And roughly 90, I'm talking about 90 kids done lost their lives. Now here it is, we got Davian, right? This brother right here just got done hooping with his partners. Things that all kids do. Just got done hooping. He on his way to the crib. And he catch a stray bullet. Kill him. And we got to understand something, right? As much as we want to try to ignore this type of stuff, it's happening way too much. Look, when I was a kid, I didn't have to worry about that type of stuff. Some of y'all who was kids, y'all ain't have to worry about that type of stuff. Kids nowadays, they have to worry about that type of stuff. You see? And look, if y'all paid close attention to the kids that was in the newscast that was talking about the events that happened, the unfortunate events of their own friend being killed, they appear to be numb to it. They wasn't shocked. They wasn't crying. They was back to playing basketball like a kid dying is regular programming. Something ain't right about that. Our kids should not be numb or desensitized to children dying. Them kids supposed to be like, I can't be on the news. That was my friend. My feelings hurt. I'm crying. Mama, somebody help me. Daddy, hug me. Do something. I need somebody to talk to. These kids like, yeah, and then we heard the shooting and that, this, that, and the other. And then, I thought that happened and this, that. And they back out there hooping again. Like ain't nothing even happened. We got a problem. We got a major problem. It shouldn't be like that in the African American community. When a kid loses his life, I'm talking about, listen, everybody in that community should be standing up. And that's what happened. Because right after Davian got shot, listen, them boys was arrested a couple of hours later. You see? And how did they get arrested? Eyewitnesses. Yeah, people that seen everything that went on, that transpired. Hey, look, no, they done killed that boy over there. You see? Who was it? Him, all four of them. You see what I'm saying? That's how it should be. That's how it's supposed to be. Especially when you got loose cannons running around in the neighborhood, having shootouts, like they in the Western days or some type of stuff. In the city limits, these boys got heavy artillery, assault rifles. Come on now. Anybody that know anything about assault rifles, listen, you shoot that thing will go through your house and your neighbor house. You see what I'm saying? Them things right there ain't nothing to be played with. And these boys running around here packing assault rifles like they 22s or something. You see? And they using them things like they in the military or something. Like they really dealing with warfare. But that's the thing. These kids right here done lost their way mentally. And you know what? Let me stop just saying kids, because the guys that done did this to Davian was full-grown men. Now, according to reports, they are saying this right here. And you shouldn't either. You shouldn't have no problem with it. Ask your local drug dealer. One day, when you going to go get your plug and all that old type of stuff, tell them, just say, hey man, check it out. Why don't you meet me out here in Minnetonka this time? He gonna say, Minnetonka? Yeah, bring it out there. Man, I'm not going out there around all them white folks, man. What you crazy? I'm not finna. You see what I'm saying? The criminals even understand. They know. We go out there playing in them suburbs, they gonna call the police on us. Period. You see? And that's how the hood needs to start being. Look, let me tell y'all something. This is coming from experience. When I was in the hood, whenever we would go to a place and the police always seem to pop up every time we get out there and stuff like that, we got to be running, throwing our guns, we can't sell no drugs and all that, we say that's hot. We avoid that place. Nah, hey man, don't go on 26 in Aldridge, bruh. It's hot up there. No. On Deuce 6, yeah, on Deuce 6, it's hot. Don't go up there. I'm telling you. 15th and Emerson, no, don't, bruh. It's hot. Every time we pull up over there, try to sell a bag, the police running up on us. Every time. You see, criminals don't like the police. They don't like that. So when they get to posting up in your hood and next thing you know, police just start magically appearing, the criminals gonna disappear. Alright? Criminals, would y'all get in the comments and let these people know what I'm talking about? Even if y'all still in the life, would y'all please get in the comments and let these people know? If you try to go somewhere and sell your drug and post up and have shootouts and stuff like that, and the police constantly coming, you're not going to go there no more. That place right there is hot. They don't like that. But when criminals find a safe haven, a place where they know they can sell their drugs, a place where they know they can tote their guns and stand on the corners, then they're going to stay there. Because that community right there that allows that is dysfunctional. So they're going to stay in. They're going to stay in that community. But if you start to fight back, you ain't got to get out there and get shot, get killed, or none of that type of stuff. Trying to check them. Hey, man, get out of here with your guns and your drugs. You ain't got to. They got people that you pay for that. Taxes. You pay the police and all them to do all that. You ain't got to do that. Don't take the law in your own hands. Hey, man, wait a minute. These boys have been out. This the second. Man, my kids got to play over here. These boys out here with all type of guns. Hey, listen, they out here with them guns again. Come get them. Yeah, this is an anonymous call. Yeah. Come get them. You see? And I know some of the gangsters that pay attention to my channel, y'all might not agree with it, but look, I'm trying to save y'all life. I'm trying to tell y'all to get away from that madness. That stuff right there is a waste of time. And you ain't gonna know it until you turn my age, that it's a waste of time. That's if you make it to my age. You see? I'm trying to save your life, man. Listen, that life that you living, that you think is cool and okay, is not. Misery and pain, that's all they got to offer you. That's it. And you gonna feel it. Your friends gonna feel it. Your family gonna feel it. Your kids gonna feel it. Everything that you doing, if you in that criminal lifestyle, is administrating pain and misery to your ops and to your family. And the cold-blooded part about all that, to you too. Because you're going to end up in the grave, or you're going to end up in the penitentiary. You see what I'm saying? So everything that you doing ain't doing nothing but creating chaos, mischief. Everything that you doing is hurting you and everybody around you. You see? So yeah, you need to start thinking for a change. I'm trying to give you the game. Get out the way. Listen, if you out the way, you ain't got to worry about the neighbors calling the police on you. You see, if you ain't a part of that lifestyle, you ain't got to worry about people calling the law on you saying, hey, look, they out there with them guns and them drugs again. You ain't got to worry about none of that. You see? So here's my thing. To the taxpaying citizens, you know, throughout the communities, all throughout the United States of America. Why is it that taxpaying citizens, civilians, who are not part of the criminal life, the street life, the gang life, the drug life, the pimp and prostitution life, just the illegal life, period. Why do we have to suffer as if we in the life? We gotta suffer. We going to work, we going to school, we paying our taxes, we doing everything right, but we gotta suffer like we in that bullshit ass lifestyle. Excuse me. But we shouldn't have to suffer like that. We're not a part of that. So quit pretending. Let these guys know, hey man, listen, this ain't the spot right here. It's hot over here. You see what I'm saying? Nah, take that over there. My kids got to come out here and play. This is not finna be no spot where you, hey, we over here, we dropped our low, we over here, let's have a shootout. Nah, not over here. No, you not. No, you're not having those shootouts over here. You're not selling your drugs over here. My kids got to get out there and play. I got to come home from work. I'm not trying to catch no straight bullet. My wife be around here. I can't, no, ain't none of us, we ain't going to be worried about that. You see, we ain't gonna be worried about that because we are not a part of that life. So why should we have to suffer as if we is? Come on, come on now, we gotta think. Understand something. as long as we don't do nothing and we just sit back and play the background and act like nothing ain't happening in front of us, the criminals, they gonna continue on. Like I said before, they don't give a damn about your family, your cousins, and all that old type of stuff, your granddaddy, your kids, your mama. They don't care about none of that. They're gonna continue to destroy, cause chaos, and kill innocent people, the people that they trying to kill. They gonna continue doing that. If we sit back and act like ain't nothing happening, they gonna continue. Because that type of stuff right there gives them the okay. When we sit back and don't say nothing, when the spot is not hot, then they just say, hey, this is, man, we can do what we want to do over here. This is wide open. You see, this wide open. But when the spot is hot, man, they ain't going over there. They know better than that. They don't want to go to jail. No, they don't want to do none of that. So make the spot hot. Make it hot. That way they ain't gonna be around and you ain't got to worry about your kids getting shot and all that old type of stuff. Make your block hot. Because the kids got to go out and play. They got it. So wait, so the kids can't go play? Is that what we saying? We that scared and that messed up over a couple of guys that we got to keep our kids in the house? Our kids can't go out and play in their own community without getting killed. That's what we saying. The kid, I got to keep my kids in the house, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it's about 5, 6 boys, 15, 20 of them over there. You know, they shooting all the time. They just put a bullet hole, came through my house. One went through my car. I got to pay for that to get that. So we just gonna let them run wild like that. You see? And look, they parents, the boys that's causing all this misery and death, listen, either they parents are clueless or their parents is dysfunctional just like they damn kids. Period. You see? Dysfunctional. Just like the damn kids. So going to talk to them might not be a good idea. It might not be. But if you know their parents, then you got some leverage. You might say, man, your son over here, your daughter through here, you know what I'm saying? Because you know them. But if you don't know them, it might not be a good idea to go talk to them, because if the parents are dysfunctional, and by you paying attention, you can see if the parents are dysfunctional, then you might want to say, you know what, I can't deal with them because they dysfunctional, and that's why these dysfunctional kids is running around here. I know what to do for them. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Look, it's time to quit playing. It's time to quit acting. And it's time to start doing. That's what it's time to start. Look, if we don't, it's going to continue to happen. And the next person that get killed might be somebody that you love. Yeah, you don't want that. I don't want that. So we got to do something. If we not finna get boots on the ground and start warring with these boys ourselves, if we not finna go out there and put our lives on the line like ourselves, then hey, we gotta have somebody else to do it. And we got people that we pay every 2 weeks, every month to go do what we need them to do. Start utilizing them. Start putting them to work. Because you paying them to do the work. Because if somebody would have called the law, when they seen Jeremiah Scott with all that black on, suited and booted, with that rifle, if somebody would have said, hey, hold on, hey, this a boy out here with a rifle, Davian will probably still be here right now. Davian will probably still be alive right now if somebody would have called the law. Because it wouldn't have been the shootout then. You see, the police would have pulled up, them boys would have ran, or the police would have caught their ass with them guns, and that 80-year-old boy still be alive right now, today. You see what calling the law can do? Change lives, and they can save lives. You see? So look, put them to work. Because we gotta understand something, y'all. If we got a young brother running around in our community with guns, and we know these young brothers got guns, that's telling us right then and there, hey, something ain't right. Because why does this young man need a gun? You see? Why does he need a gun? Something ain't right. So he needs to be corrected. You see? And if his mother or his father ain't correcting him, and you ain't finna get out there and put your life on the line and correct him, then you need to call the people that will correct him. You see? Because the more that he got that gun on his hip, the more he running around with that gun, shooting it out and stuff like that, the worse he gonna be. The more careless he gonna be. And I'm telling you, you don't want your kid, you don't want somebody that you love to get caught up in a shootout that he having with another dysfunctional ass boy. You see? You don't want that. Because we already see the results of stuff like that. We got to start thinking about prevention. We can't just sit back and just let things play out and then be upset, be mad and stuff like that. We got to start thinking about preventing this stuff. Stopping it from happening before it happening. And the way that we can do that is that we got to be proactive. When we see these dysfunctional boys running around in the community, hey, something got to happen. Something got to give. Because if we continue to let them to be dysfunction, look, we asking for it. We asking for pain, misery, and death. That's what we asking for. When we see these boys acting out and doing all that mad, crazy stuff, then we got to be proactive. And we got the people that'll put their ass in line. But we just got to start utilizing them. Now, I know a lot of people say, hey, hood educated man, I don't wish, death. I don't wish jail on my worst enemy and all that old type of stuff. I understand that part right there. But when you got a young boy running around reckless, hey, the only way you can stop him from going to jail or stop him from killing or being killed is he needs to be corrected. And a lot of the times, listen, y'all, a lot of the times, some of us need to go sit down for a couple of years just to get our mind right and just to sit back and reevaluate everything, to examine our frame and say, man, you know what, I was tripping. Because while we out there ripping and running, we can't see. We deaf, dumb, and blind. We can't see what's going on. We really believe in that life. But when you get a chance to sit down and be still, then you can say, hey, man, wait a minute, I was tripping. Some of y'all done did this. I did it. Some of y'all done went to the penitentiary and say, man, wait a minute, man. Hold on. Let me correct myself, man. I was tripping. You see? So, although a lot of people might not agree, you know what I'm saying, with this method, but what else we gonna do? What else we gonna do? We gonna just continue to let them do it? We already see what that does. So, what are we gonna do? Look, this where I'm standing at right now. If you got a community and you got some young boys, you know what I'm saying, trying to destroy the community and they causing chaos, misery, and pain, make the block hot. Get them away from the block. Make it hot. This is hood educated, not lame related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love. If you want to see another video, click this video right here to hear more about Lil Durk's shocking message that he sent his wife on her birthday while he's sitting in a federal prison facing life.